This week on Poke Nation, women's basketball season opener coming up. They're going to Alabama Thursday, tomorrow night.
It's going to be great. I mean,
that's.
Oh heck yeah, no doubt about it.
Let's just jump right into it.
No doubt about it. I think that we're going to be really good. I'm excited. You know, we're filming here on Monday. We have an exhibition tonight against Southern, who's picked to win the SWAC. But I'm really excited about the direction of the program, and I love what Coach Guzzardo and her staff are doing.
So this is an interesting time for women's basketball because unlike the men, which has established itself now, she's reestablishing herself. What made you go get her?
Proven winner, number one, and a fit in Louisiana and a fit in this culture. She really, she's
a two-time Coach of the Year here.
100%. Two-time Coach of the Year. Got her to what people say a lateral move, which I convinced her it was not. But she's a great fit, and she wants the pressure and she wants the expectations that this program has. But just the way she coaches her girls, the staff, the way she runs the program, and she is an ultimate fit.
So. Women's basketball not as big hope profiled, but they're also talking about expansion in the NCAA tournament. Do you want to see that?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's inevitable. So whether I want it or not.
You're on all the committees.
I know, but I think it's inevitable. And if
the world runs through Schroyer.
No. But I do think that it's going to happen. I think it's inevitable. But I think that also creates some pressure and for us as a conference to continue to push men's and women's basketball, and hopefully in a couple years be able to get maybe two teams in the tournament. I don't think we will ever get two teams in a tournament if it doesn't expand. So I think it's inevitable that we expand. And if we have an unbelievable year and the champion goes undefeated or loses one game and loses in the finals, and their net is really high, we got a chance, right? We have no chance to get two now. So at that point, I think I don't think it's a negative.
So what you had a couple weeks back, you had some league meetings, and anybody talk to you about the fact that you stalled an entire program from Southeastern? Say anything?
No, they've already made their peace, or not peace, but they've already said their piece.
Accepted.
And everyone's moved on, but they for sure were not happy.
You get some eyeballs though.
Yeah, I don't get invited to dinner very often, but that's okay.
But there's the NCAA. I want to ask you this especially: are we any closer to a decision on a fifth year?
Right now, it's no. Right now, they've ruled that is no fifth year, and if that ever happens, it's years. Be years from now. But in 26, 27, that is not happening.
So, in other words, we're back to the old. Everybody's got to.
Correct.
Yep. And that's what it. What are some of the other committees you're on? Because you're Mr. Southland. You're Mr.
Yeah, D1 Council, Men's Basketball Oversight Committee, things like that. I mean, the Southland stuff. So it's been good.
But I want to ask because the D1 especially is as you look forward to D1 in the future. Have you guys talked a lot about the portal and changes, how that can be made, or we see football's kind of changed when their portal's open? What about basketball?
I mean, look, there's talk about it. I would like to have one transfer, me personally, one transfer, hey, you made a mistake, you get to go. The second one, you got to sit.
Yeah, so one free.
Well, I think that's right. That's what I would like, unless your coach leaves. If your coach leaves,
then everybody's open.
Then I think everyone can be open. That's, to me, is fair, but can that hold up in the court? I don't know.
That is the big question, and of course, it's going to be tested immediately because all these kids now have agents.
100%.
And some of the agents are actual agents.
That's right.
Some of these agents are Uncle Fred.
Absolutely.
And Uncle Fred's the worst because Uncle Fred doesn't understand.
The worst.
So when you have to deal with all that as an AD, how many different people are you dealing with now than you used to not be? Because
all the time.
Does the agent call you?
No, usually deals with the coach, and but I hear about it, and it's not like I have it on the phone with somebody or an agent, a parent, uncle, whatever. But it's really different. I think kids that get the majority of them that get agents, I think, are just throwing away money. But that's just. It's the nature of the beast, and when you have money being talked about exchange, etc. With kids and athletes. There's going to be more people that want to get a piece of it. It's just, unfortunately, it's America, and that's how it goes.
Last question for this segment before we get to Coach Guzzardo is, have you ever seen this much excitement on both teams?
No.
At a mid-major?
No, and I'm so excited because
Not just here, but a mid-major.
Right. I really believe, like I said on Wednesday night, that both programs have an opportunity to go to the NCAA tournament, and I could not be more excited.
And then how would you fly back and forth?
I would figure it out, I promise.
You had to drive on the way to Nichols because of the weather.
I know.
How was that?
It was great. It was great. I would love to figure out how to go from a men's NCAA tournament game to a women's.
Well, you're gonna get. I think you might get that chance.
We'll see.
And you better get some big cities. I still say McNeese men will play in St. Louis against North Carolina State.
I could see that. Yeah.
Ayla Guzzardo is next after this on Poke Nation.
What makes having a local lawyer important is it's all about relationships. When judges know the lawyer and the lawyer has established credibility over time with the court, they know enough to trust what you're telling them. Lake Charles must be a wonderful place because now lawyers all over the state claim that Lake Charles is their hometown. I thought you could only have one hometown, and I know this is ours.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinandson. This girl loves basketball and McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. Shoemate tips the Brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinandson Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys.
Craving a quick fix? Evans has you covered. Bring the kids in and cool off from the summer heat with their favorite ice cream. Fuel up with protein snacks and energy drinks that will power you through the day. Locally stocked and family owned with fresh food prepared daily. Evans has everything you need. Evans Corner Store. Come visit us on Ryan Street.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
Join Don's Wash Club and score big on clean rides all season. Unlock discounts on washes, interior cleanings, oil changes, and more. Whether you're tailgating or heading home after the game, keep your ride looking like a pro. Not ready to commit? No worries. Scan the QR code on screen to see what we're all about. Enjoy your ride with Don's on McNeese, Ryan, and Nelson.
Coach Guzzardo is with us from so what you're telling me is the other night somebody spent $9,000 to go to Hammond.
Yeah, it's a great place.
But only $6,000 to go to the Bahamas.
Yeah, I've never been there, but I know that Hammond's good food.
We're doing women's basketball now, so interesting thing for you is that trip to Hammond. Are you looking forward to it?
I am. I'm from Hammond, so like at the end of the day, it's home. Born and raised, my family's still all there. We lived there for years. I'm excited about going back home.
Are they excited to see you?
I just told you, it's family there. So yeah, I mean, they're excited. You have to remember.
Will you be booed?
No. All of my players, my coaching staff, all came from there.
Okay.
We were there. We did well there. We won championships. We gave Hammond what it deserves. It deserved a championship. Now Lake Charles deserves a little taste of it. When we got there, our job was to turn that program around. And we did. We always said we wouldn't leave unless we've accomplished what we needed to accomplish. Mm-hmm. 2 regular season championships, NCAA tournament appearance, almost undefeated season. We accomplished a lot. We left our legacy. We left our mark. Unfortunately, yes, we're moving in the same conference, but we took care of what we had to do. So I think Hammond's thankful for what we did. And at the end of the day, they're ready to see us move on.
Now comes the interesting thing is, because of the situation you're in now, the pressure is a little bit ramped up here. Have you noticed that? What have you noticed as you've been here, and any surprise expectations?
I don't think it's a surprise expectation. I think when Heath Schroyer got me on the phone and, I asked him, like, what do we need to do? And he said, you need to win. If you win, everything will come, everything will happen. So I think the expectation of winning is high here. The fan base wants to win. And yeah, it's pressure, but we put that pressure on ourselves every day. As a type of coaches that we are, we're championship or bust type of coaches. So if we have a year that we don't win the championship, regular season, conference tournament championship, it's not a successful season for us. So every day we have that pressure already internally. Our players feel that pressure. So I think, some people fold with pressure. I think we rise.
Well, you guys are used to pressure because you were the defending champs last year, so people had some expectations for you. But what are the realistic expectations for the first year here? You're saying championship or bust right off the bat. Is that because you brought so many players along, or just kind of the culture you've done?
I think it's both. You have to give the credit to the players, because at the end of the day, we're not successful unless we have great people around us. And we've got great players. We wouldn't have brought them if it wasn't. But we've also established a great culture. To take over a new program, you have to change the culture. And sometimes that takes time. With us, we were able to do it immediately. We brought a championship culture that we have built at Southeastern to Lake Charles.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to do that immediately. Are we going to have our bumps and bruises and our hiccups? Yeah. But we're going to work our butts off every day, making sure that culture stays intact.
Have you been surprised by the fan base, or is this what you expected?
I was surprised. I'm not going to lie. I was surprised. Being from Hammond, we got a lot of support.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we got a lot of support because it was from Hammond. Being not from Lake Charles, welcoming here, the fan base is bought in. They were bought in from when we stepped foot on campus. And I think that's something that's been surprising to all of us, because we haven't even played a game yet. And people are showing out. They're donating money. They're giving everything that they have. They're showing up to practice. I've had more people to our practices here than I've had almost 8 years there. And it's not a knock to anybody there, but the fan base is so bought in here that you want to be successful for them.
Do they all think they know basketball when they come to practice?
Some of them, but listen, I have Mr. Bruce that comes down there and he just sits and smiles. He's just happy to be here, but I think they're just happy to see a team that's excited to play, that work hard. We took 3 charges in practice today. That's something big, and people want to see us getting hit and jumping back up and the team getting excited. We're going to bring some intensity every single day, and I think the fan base is excited for that.
That's the one thing about your teams is there's a physicality to it. One thing I want to ask you is, you play against boys every day in practice.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen top programs in the country do that. We've never had that here, though, to this extent. What does that do for you, and is that kind of what ramping up the physicality is about?
It is. We want to start the season off super physical. And I think, pushing those boys every single day at our girls, they're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. We know if we can compete against them. When we see Alabama, our first real game of the year, we're ready, we're prepared, we're ready for those 6'4", those 6'5" that are beating and banging with us. We're able to see our mismatches, everything that we're able to do versus the guys we're going to be seeing in the non-conference. And it prepares us for conference.
You played, Monday night you played your first game.
Mm-hmm.
You said Alabama is next up. When is that game?
November 6th. Yeah, November 6th, and we're ready for it.
So that's tomorrow. In this taping, it's tomorrow night.
Listen, and I can't predict the future, but I know how we're preparing our players. We're not going to get pumped. We're going to be physical. We might foul out, but we're going to go down swinging. And I think that's something that we pride ourselves on every single day. Is we're competitive. We don't run away from a fight. We're always ready to be in a good game.
Little jump up from Pensacola.
It is. But at the end of the day, we want Pensacola to come in. We're thankful they come play us at 11 o'clock in the morning. A great kids game, good turnout. But we're playing Alabama. We're playing Ohio State, West Virginia. Yeah. We're preparing for bigger than just our Southland Conference. We're preparing for the NCAA tournament, because when we get there, we're going to see teams like Alabama. We're going to see teams like Ohio State, West Virginia, Arizona State. Those are the teams that we want to be able to beat in that first round of the tournament.
The key for the men to win last year was the seeding. You've talked about that in the past, about getting that seed.
Yeah.
How do you earn that seed from a one-bid league in your first year? Does it take 2 years to get, or Can you do that?
No, we got to get in the top. We got to win that conference tournament, and it's hard in our league because they're only going to take one.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to win some big games. We got to probably win mostly all of our non-conference games to get a buy-in game. I mean, a seed. But for us, we got to win that conference tournament. And I think seeding in the conference is very important. You got 2 games that you got to win on your home floor. That's a big advantage. And that's one of the reasons we took this job. We want all the advantages we can get in a one-bid league. So taking this job, it was important to know that you got your home floor, same goals that we shoot on every single day, your crowd that wakes up and comes right here to the Townsend Center, and they're ready to go for you.
What's worked out for the men? When we come back with Ayla Guzzardo, we're going to talk about the season and some of her players in particular after this on Poke Nation.
Craving a quick fix? Evans has you covered. Bring the kids in and cool off from the summer heat with their favorite ice cream. Fuel up with protein snacks and energy drinks that will power you through the day. Locally stocked and family owned with fresh food prepared daily. Evans has everything you need. Evans Corner Store. Come visit us on Ryan Street.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinandson. This girl loves basketball in McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. Shoemate tips the brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinandson Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
We're back with Ayla Guzzardo on the eve of basketball season, really, I guess, right now. Exciting times. Let's talk about some of your players that you brought. You said, we talked a little bit about Alexander earlier this year. You kind of bring her in. She was the freshman. You have 2 former freshman players a year you're bringing back here. But some like her role is going to change, some of the changing roles. How do they adapt to that, and have they understood that?
Yeah, we talk about roles right when we touch campus in June. Everybody's role is going to change. Lexi's role last year wasn't necessarily a scorer. She wasn't a contributor on the offensive end. She was more defensive minded. She was a role player for us, but now she's going to ramp up and she's at that starting 5 spot. I need her to be consistent every single day. And that's from the offensive end and the defensive end. She can't just be a defensive player. She's got to be an offensive player, put the ball in the hole. She's going to get easy looks. Jalen Pierre is going to get downhill. She's going to get those easy dump down passes, easy layup finishes. But with her, I need her to also be a vocal player. She's turning into a leader, captain material, and that's something that is special because that's what we need. We need a lot of those types of people.
And she's the 2-time defending player of the year defensively, which is something that we saw here with Christian Shoemate and what that can mean to a team. Are you defensive oriented overall?
Yes, hands down. Me playing in college, I was a defensive player. I was not an offensive player. My IQ didn't start really developing until I started coaching. Coach KJ's defensive minded, Coach Renika's defensive minded. I mean, we all have that same mindset on the defensive end. So when we go out and recruit, we're trying to get people who are able to guard that ball, or in the post, they're able to make everything hard. We look for tough kids, and that's on the defensive end always first.
You not only brought your players, you brought your coaching staff, including the guy who was supposed to be your replacement down there. So that's a little rude by Heath, but that's different. But you also brought back Chamberlain, who was here earlier. Did you ask her anything about the town before you took it?
We've talked about it. Every time we came and we played McNeese, we talked about a few little things here and there. I think she loved Fat Pats, so we came to Fat Pats and we had pregame meal and stuff. But we've talked about it a few times, and then when we made the move and we decided to come, she had everything that she had to say. Where we should live, who we should talk to.
Where you should live.
Oh no, this was a great place for her. You know, she didn't leave necessarily because she didn't like Lake Charles. She really loved the place. She loved being here, the community. She left because she wanted to win a championship, and she got one last year. And now we're coming back here. We're going to try to get another one back in Lake Charles.
Who are some of the newcomers that you talked about that you think can really contribute right off the bat?
Yeah, we got Dakota Howard. She's a post player, but she's a freshman right now. She's showing a lot of promising sparks from that spot. She's a mismatch problem. You know, we'll play her at the 5 at times when we go small, but she's athletic. She can jump out the gym. She jumps probably higher than any guy. Her elevation just in her shot is so unreal that it's going to be hard for any opponent to try to block her. The guys have a problem with it at practice, but the way she's been working, how she's picking up the offense, how she's picking up the defense, communication has been fun to watch. And we got Carly Hamilton from Huntington High School. She's a freshman also. She's coming in and she was playing a high role in her high school. Here she's got a different type of role, but she's understanding it. She's a competitor, and that's what we want first and foremost, as a competitor. But we have a lot of new faces, but you know, mixing in with some of our returners, I think that's going to have a good gel.
The question will be now, can you win a championship here? Who is SFA? Obviously won it last year. Are they the top competition because of that, or is there others? Or
yeah, I would say SFA will always be a competition for us. Just of that rivalry, and I don't even know if it's a continued rivalry with us or it's always going to be a rivalry with SFA. And then you're going to have some people in Louisiana that are going to step up. Northwestern State's going to look to be doing good. Incarnate Word's got a new coach, but she's got all of her players, all of their team returning. So, you know, if they can get it together, there's going to be a lot of competition in the Southland. I don't think it's just going to be a cakewalk. A lot of new coaches, a lot of new faces with the transfer portal. Everything is going to be a surprise. Every game is going to be on edge.
And Southeastern has a new coach. Obviously, they took him from Incarnate Word.
They do. They do.
Is that an interesting watch now?
It is. But the good thing about it is I really, to focus on him, I just got to watch Incarnate Word's footage. So, you know, it's the same stuff, but like, you know, the same for me. If people want to know what we do, just go watch our Southeastern film. Because we're going to play the same way. It's just, you know, we have different role players, different people on our team.
Are you, I guess the last question as we get out of here is, are you excited about the buzz that coming here, it seems like you automatically got the buzz that you would have gotten in Hammond because people watched you and saw you, and obviously a lot of people came out to watch you in the tournament because the rumors were around.
Yeah.
What does that do for your excitement level and the kids' level?
It's unreal. I mean, I watch, and it's not even just me, I watch how they treat my players and how they treat my coaches and how everybody just welcoming, and they want them to be so successful that they give you all the resources to be successful, that we're going to work our butts off to do that. But the welcoming committee from when we stepped foot in Lake Charles has been unreal. Open arms. We just got to go out there and perform. And I think we know how to do that. We've been consistent in doing that for the past few years. It's going to be a ride, and we're excited for it.
And you get a $40,000 dinner.
We do. We do, and a $9,000 trip to Hammond.
There you go. When we come back, we'll get Coach's final thoughts after this.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinand. This girl loves basketball and McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. Shoemate tips the brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinand Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys.
Join Don's Wash Club and score big on clean rides all season. Unlock discounts on washes, interior cleanings, oil changes, and more. Whether you're tailgating or heading home after the game, keep your ride looking like a pro. Not ready to commit? No worries. Scan the QR code on screen to see what we're all about. Enjoy your ride with Don's on McNeese, Ryan, and Nelson.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
Craving a quick fix? Evans has you covered. Bring the kids in and cool off from the summer heat with their favorite ice cream. Fuel up with protein snacks and energy drinks that will power you through the day. Locally stocked and family owned with fresh food prepared daily. Evans has everything you need. Evans Corner Store. Come visit us on Ryan Street.
Well, we've heard from Ayla Guzzardo. We've heard from Bill Armstrong. We've heard from Heath Schroyer. Everybody's talking basketball. Basketball. As we finish up this basketball season preview, both the men and the women, we're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen this year. A little different, but kind of an interesting take on it. First of all, let's start with the men's basketball program. Obviously, the sky's the limit here. Bill Armstrong takes over a team that has a little more pressure than usual, and I think that's the interesting thing. This is not what the team Will Wade took over a few years back, where nobody cared. This is now a program where their expectations are high, and he seems to enjoy that. One thing, McNeese is a mid-major power all of a sudden. You see that by the fact that they're going to be on television 5 times this year, possibly. That's an amazing stat for a school that had no interest in basketball whatsoever beforehand. McNeese State basketball men's team is a different team this year. It's a collection of kids from a lot of big power schools. Jacob Cole, who we heard from last week, comes from Oklahoma. He's a big kid. Other kids have come from SMU, from Tulsa. If you're worried about the shoe-made dunks, you're going to see plenty of dunks. We saw a couple against Grambling that were as athletic as any we saw in the past. This is a growing program with a chance to take the next step, and the next step this year is a trip to the Sweet 16. Is that asking a lot? Yeah, a lot of things have to come into place. First of all, you need a good seed. Second of all, you need a little luck. And third, you need the right combination of timing and adjustments. The win over Clemson didn't come last year. The win over Clemson started 2 years ago. And we're just in this core of time where McNeese basketball is not only relevant, it is a national mid-major power. And that is something we could never have expected here. What do I think will happen? I think we'll see a different up-tempo team, more defense, maybe some more scoring at times. But let's not forget, this is the Southland Conference they're trying to win. And the Southland Conference is a grinded-out meat grinder week in and week out. McNeese has only lost once each of the last 2 years in the Southland. I expect that to continue. As for the women's program, well, it'll be interesting. If nothing else, she brings a personality to the court that is very Will Wade-like, if you will. Ayla Guzzardo is the premier basketball coach in this league on the women's level, and Heath Schroyer went out and got her. But more importantly, she wanted to come here because of what's being built here. This is an interesting time to be at McNeese State University for that. Her players will take different roles from they were at Southeastern. I think they'll score a little more. They'll have to. Some of the scoring is gone. It won't be exactly the same team, like a lot of people think, because a lot of kids left. She did bring 9 from there. Only 1 returns, and that's Paris Guillory, who can't play this year because of a knee injury. But what you're going to see is excitement. What we saw during her scrimmage, what we saw during the McNeese men's scrimmage is excitement. It's an upper tempo. It's more defense. It's more pressure. It's exactly what we've been asking for the last 4 years. Now it's just time to go out and enjoy it. Will they both win conference titles? Well, they're both going to be favored. But we never know. We'll have to see it on the court. We hope you enjoyed the last 2 weeks looking at the basketball program here from Poke Nation. And we'll keep you informed. And no, we haven't forgotten about football. We'll get back to that next week on Poke Nation.